All right, gang. So we're in the fact sheet here. Did you get that first paragraph done? We're closing on August 30th. Upper left-hand corner, date of proration, 8/30. We have the sales price, under $25,000. Line 1, credit seller, debit buyer. We have a 6% commission. On line 37, 6% of $125,000. 7,500 on line 37.
Debit seller, credit broker.
And again, yeah, who's gonna pay the commission? Seller, and then credit broker, debit seller, credit broker. Everybody understand about this credit broker? That's not a credit broker. That's the out column. That closing lady has a stack of checks, envelopes this thick. Every one of those have a check in it. And it goes out to whatever fees are part of the closings. And that's reflected in the broker's out column, in and out, the out column. It's not debit broker. I keep saying debit broker, but that's not what it is. It's the out column. That's what's going out. $3,000 earnest money, line 2, how do we handle that?
Credit buyer.
Credit buyer, debit seller, everybody understand why we're doing that?
Debit broker.
Debit seller.
Oh, I'm sorry, debit broker, I say, yeah, debit broker, credit buyer. Credit buyer, debit broker, and then squiggly line all the way down to the net loan proceeds. Any questions on that? Paragraph, we done paragraph 1, I think with no rip-off fee. Second paragraph, we got that taken care of. Let's go to the third paragraph. The city water department bills for water and sewer every 2 months in arrears. The flat fee charged for August and September is $47.36 and is due October 1st. Let's do that proration. You're on your own.
Sorry. What the hell is calling me from Pasco, Colorado? I don't know. Hey, Aspen. This would be very important. They'll leave a message, right?
What's now?
They'll leave a message.
That's right. I got ex-students up there. Hear from them every now and then. I have an ex-student, guys, from Aspen, who's just talking about that. She closed her first deal last month, some like $3 million property, her first deal. So that'll make your month, it'll make your year. Almost,
She
you know.
gone on vacation now.
She on vacation? She should be. That's something to celebrate. Lay it on me when you get it.
I got $23.29.
$23.29.
I got $22.52.
$22.52.
And that's for the seller.
And what are we gonna do? Was this pay in arrears or advance? It was in arrears. We're on this, whatever we get, we're going to do what? Debit who?
The seller.
The seller, and then conversely credit the buyer.
So, in this situation, does the buyer own the data set?
Does the buyer own the day of sale? Of course he does. Yeah, remember, all of our prorations that we're doing on our actual settlement sheets are always to the day of closing. The buyer always owns it, and it's always a calendar year.
Yeah, and the second one is.
Right. Who else? I should be getting some from all you guys now.
23, 29.
Several of you getting that? Who else?
The wrong one.
2252, okay. It's kind of even between the two.
I got 24, 44. 24, 44.
2444?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Who else?
I got 24 over 7.
2407? At least one more.
Or somebody confirm they got what I got.
What'd you get, Hardy?
2252.
That's what you got too? That's what I got too.
Okay. I got somebody else on my
More
side.
experience, so I'm.
Okay.
Yours on that.
Okay, should we do it?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do it. And we got what? It's for August and September, so what day goes here on the left? 8/1. Over here, 9/30. And it was paid in arrears. We're on this side.
61 days.
And how much are we prorating? We're prorating 4736. Let's get our platform going. How many days altogether?
61.
61. We have what, 31 for August, 30 for September, 61. Then we have 4736 times,
29.
we have how many days? 1 from 30, we have 29 days. 29 days in August. So, 29, and the answer, of course, 2252. All of you are real close, real close. And let's put that on line 32. 32. We knew before we started we were going to debit the seller and credit the buyer. Everybody there?
What line?
Line 22.
Thank you.
32, I'm sorry, 32. 32. Okay, let's change it. Let's change it, guys. Let's change everything. Instead of arrears, it's going to be an advance. It's going to be through the day of closing instead of to the day of closing. And it's going to be a statutory year. What's that mean?
360 days.
Banker's year. Statutory and bankers mean the same thing.
Still fractatory.
So lay it on me, guys. I should be hearing from all of you. You should have this down now.
So that'd be 2368.
2368?
It's still 47, okay.
Still 47, 36, yeah.
Yeah.
Still the same amount up here, 4736. Yeah.
2368.
Okay, a couple of you got that?
What'd you get, Austin?
I have 2368, but I only did
Well,
That's okay.
that's all I have to do.
Like Jim says, there's no wrong way to get the right answer in math.
That's fine, that's fine.
I got 2368.
Okay. Who else, guys?
I got 2368.
Okay, it seems to be the consensus here.
What did you get? 2468.
2468. Say it with pride. Might be right.
You might be right, you never know.
You betcha. Who needs a minute?
Prorations are tough, you guys. They're tough. Get this down though, they're easy.
You're going to get them. Once you get them down, you want as many as you can get on that exam. What'd you get, Chris?
2446. No, 2447.
2447, okay. Well, let's do it. We got our platform. We're on what? We're on this side, right? We're not on this side, we're on that side. How many total days?
30.
We have 30 and 30, 60 days. Who's confused? Everybody know why we have 60 days? It's what? It's a banker's year. Then we have 4736 times, how many days in August?
30.
30. 30 from 30 is 0. Do we add a day?
No, because it's
No, because it's through. So we have no days for August and 30 days for September. There's our formula. Are any of these right? 2368? How many of you got that?
I added today, that's my problem.
Yeah, that's good. Make those mistakes, guys. Make them here. These don't count. This is just practice, okay? For the biggie, for the state.
Why don't we add 30?
That's okay. That's okay. Make your mistakes here. Don't feel bad. Make as many as you can here.
Jim,
Yeah.
when the days are the same and the months are different, can you just divide by the number of months? Because I divided by 2 months, we have August and September, and they're both on day 30, and I got the exact same answer.
Well, yeah, because they're all 30-day months. Guys, the banker's year is easier than calendar. It's not harder, it's easier. You don't have to get your knuckles out. It's easier on a banker's year. Okay, guys, let's keep rocking here. And it says the city also requires a transfer fee of $150 to be paid by the seller. Let's put that on line 9. Line 9. Scratch out that stuff with an abstract. And again, debit seller, credit broker for $150. Yep.
So we wouldn't put that on the same line as just the normal water.
No, that's two separate things. We have the bill, and then this one again is a transfer fee. Then we have,
We're going to be with seller for that?
was it to be paid by the seller? Yeah, $150 to be paid by the seller. Okay? And the buyer pays for tax certificate. What does that tax certificate do?
Tells the condition of the taxes.
The condition, remember that word condition. You will have that question. Tax certificate shows us the condition of the taxes. They're mainly concerned with what? Whether it's a special taxing district. What's an example of special taxing district that I told you guys about? North Glen, when they first became a city. We talked about that several times. Okay. So we have a tax certificate which shows last year's property taxes of $750.85 were paid on line 17. We just note that they were paid. Just note that they were paid. For line 18, we prorate it. You're on your own. Prorate those taxes. Good. I got some etc. in there.
I might have to go grab some.
Yeah.
I have to grab
Lay it on me, guys, when you get it.
Yeah, 50105.
50105. Get your own. Don't trust anybody.
Wait, no, that's fine.
I got 50313.
50313. should be getting bombarded up here, guys. You should be nailing this. Who else?
505,
50590? Who needs a minute?
50105.
I'm sorry.
50105.
Several of you got the 50105. Should we do it? Who needs a minute? Okay, give me another minute. What's that? 50105? Shall we do it?
Yep.
Okay. How many days down below?
365.
365. Then 758.85 times. How many days? Let's go through it. How many days in January?
31.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 29. What's that come to? 241. And yes, this is correct. It's actually 201, 50104, 5105, you'll still be fine.
50148.
Yeah. So, 04, 05, you're a few pennies, you're gonna be fine. Okay.
On the test, you just find the closest number to it?
On the test, yeah, if you're off a few pennies, you're cool. If you're off several dollars from any answer that's there, start over, okay? And do every proration to get the same answer twice. Do every math equation to get the same answer twice. Don't just take the first answer you get. Like I said, guys, prorations are your friends. You want to have as many of those on the exam as you can. The buyers to purchase a new hazard insurance policy for $588 on line 23. 23. Does everybody understand what hazard insurance is? Everybody, the house burns down, somebody breaks in your house, somebody falls on your front walk, whatever. On line 23, and the buyer, debit buyer, credit broker. And there is an unpaid $2,000 special assessment on line 20. The seller, always pays for this. I shouldn't say that. Everything's negotiable. Maybe the buyer will, but the special assessment probably added $2,000 to the value, which means the buyer already paid for it once because he paid $2,000 more for the home, because now the sidewalks are in, or something like that. So if the buyer pays for it at closing two, means he's paid for it twice. That's why the seller will pay for a special assessment typically. Remember, everything's negotiable. One thing that's non-negotiable? Cost of mediation. Good.
So this is a debit to the seller, and I'm going to credit.
Yeah, this is a debit to the buyer. We're talking about the hazard insurance, right?
Oh, it's $2,000.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, $2,000. Oh, next paragraph. I was looking at the previous paragraph.
Wait, does hazard insurance go on 22 or 20?
No, the hazard insurance goes on 23. I screwed you guys up.
Okay.
On 20, we have the special assessment. That goes right alongside the property taxes. What's that word that describes our property taxes, the Latin word? Ad valorem. Guys, I want all you to answer this. What is the Latin name for our taxes for our real property value? Ad valorem. You're going to have that question on the exam. Don't miss that. That's easy stuff. According to value. Ad valorem. Valorem means value. Ad valorem, according to value.
And the question was, what, one more time, I'm sorry.
What are our property tax, real property taxes? How do we figure our real property taxes? What are they called? They're called ad valorem taxes. And we may have special assessments too. They're both equally paid before any of the lien is paid. Our ad valorem taxes and our special taxes, if we have any. We will always have ad valorem taxes. We may or may not have special taxes.
So you want us to debit that to the seller and the broker?
On what? For the unpaid special assessment? You're gonna debit the seller and credit the broker
Which line?
on line 20. Line 20.
So,
Credit broker for the $2,000. Association dues are $275 a month and are payable in advance on the first of the month. They are current. Let's prorate that. $275 for this month. They're paid in advance and they're current. This one's a little tricky. What's the matter?
$17.74?
$17.74.
1774.
Couple of you got that? 3 of you got that? Now, don't trust them. Get your own.
Yeah, sure.
That's right. Get your own. Don't steal it.
Lego my Lego?
I know the trick.
You know the trick? Do you? Good.
I think.
Good.
What's the trick?
I'm not gonna give it away yet. There's no trick getting around that box, though.
I want one of them.
So,
Lay it on me, guys. Come on. Should we do it?
yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Our platform, what goes on the bottom?
31.
31 days, only for 1 month, isn't it? We're in August. 275, and then these days, 30 from 31 is 1. Do we add a day?
Yes, yes, 2 days.
2 days? And that is correct. That is correct. Let's put that on line 25. 25. We're going to credit who?
Seller.
Seller. And debit the buyer. Everybody see why we're crediting the seller? Because he paid the whole amount, didn't he?
wait, you said credit seller, debit buyer?
We're going to credit seller, debit buyer for this, yes,
I thought you asked that.
for those 2 days.
What line was that?
On line 25. Line 25. Then, the broker will collect from the buyer and remit to the association $26 September dues payment with a $50 transfer fee. Let's put that on line 26. Line 26. That's $275. We're just going to debit the buyer, credit the broker for $275. Then, there's a transfer fee. Let's put that on line 35 for a transfer fee. On line 35, debit buyer, credit broker on line 35. Okay,
Jim, I have a question.
lay it on me.
So, I'm just kind of thinking back to like Rule F and how like that kind of standardizes all forms and stuff that we do.
Yes.
So, with these closing sheets, like there's a lot of crossing off.
Guys.
And stuff. So like, how do those two things impact?
I'm sorry, Josh, start over again, I'm sorry.
So, Rule F states that, you have to use standardized forms and everything to do everything for real estate.
Right.
Essentially. But then when we get to these closing sheets, so there's a lot of stuff that we kind of cross out and kind of write in and stuff like that. Are those two things not like at odds with one another?
Not at all. See, the settlement statement has really nothing to do with our approved forms. What are our approved forms that we have? There's several. Let's write down the things that we don't have approved forms for. Let's write these down, guys. You got to know these. There's going to be some tricky questions on the state exam. Who can help me out? The forms that we do not have approved forms for the state of Colorado. What's that? Leases. We don't have standard forms for leases.
Closing forms.
Our standard closing forms, our settlement statement, there's no set settlement statement either. That's not really a contract, though. But what else don't we have a standard? How about installment land contracts? Owner will carry, contract for deed, all those same thing. ILC's installment land contracts, no approved form. Construction contracts, no approved forms. New homes with warranties. New homes with warranties. No approved forms. Deeds. We don't have any approved deeds, guys. There's no standard deed. Business opportunity. Businesses. There's no approved forms for selling a business. Business opportunity, you're going to hear that called. And of course, those are all forms that are not approved by the Real Estate Commission. And you should have an attorney fill those out for you. Okay. Test 3. We're winding it down, guys. Winding it down. Test number 3. Ready?
Let's get going back to this. So it's just before record keeping
If you have any questions, ask them now. Say, oh, everybody will think I'm stupid. No, they won't. They're waiting for you to ask that question. Nobody will ever laugh at you for asking a question, guys. Guarantee it. You might. Julie might.
I'm teasing.
She might. Okay, let's go to number 1, guys. Everybody cool? Number 1?
Are you missing the test?
No, I'm just trying to.
Is anyone missing it?
You better have done it over the weekend. Do you have number 1 and number 2? They're right at the end of your closings, guys. If you haven't done any of these tests yet, that's what this whole course is about, are these 3 tests, getting these 3 tests down.
Is somebody missing it?
Go ahead, check her and see. Okay, let's rock. Everybody okay? Who needs help? Who needs help? You okay, Julie?
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
good.
Cool. How about number 1? Number 1. How about the outstanding special assessment of $3,000 due by the seller at closing be handled at a September 12th closing on an assumption? We'll go ahead and put this on the board. We'll put all these closings on all these prorations on the board. So, outstanding special assessment. Of course, this one, there's no proration on this one, I don't believe. This for a special assessment, there's never proration for special assessments, guys. Only for ad valorem. So it's going to be debit seller, credit broker, B-boy. Number 2. Anybody notice something different about number 2? You didn't have to do it. Who noticed it? Anybody? Good. A couple of you did. Guys, notice these. What do you mean you don't have to do it? Well, there's only one answer where it's debit buyer, credit seller. If you saw that ahead of time, you don't have to do another thing. You're gold. You're golden. Look for those on the state exam. And it's a new loan closing October 21st. The sellers prepaid the homeowner association fees of $330 for October. So $330. $10-1. We're closing October 21st. $10-31. And they paid arrears or advance. They are paid in advance. So on this side, it's going to be 31, 330, and 21 from 31 is 10, plus 1 is 11. There's our formula. And the answer is A. Answer is A. Number 3. How would well, there's that PMI again. What the heck is that? Private mortgage insurance. How would the PMI premium be handled on a new loan's closing scheduled to close on August 20th if the lender intends to disperse the payments? We don't care. There's telling you that, just think, oh, there's something different about this. No. Don't worry about that. They're trying to get you with that lender dispersal. It's always a lender's dispersal. So we're closing on August 20th. There's no proration on this, so we're going to do what? Debit buyer, single entry. Actually, it could be B also, B or D, guys. You're not going to have both those answers in the same question. I put those in there just so I could tell you that. You're not going to have both those answers because they're equally correct.
So we don't have to do any math or anything.
No, there's nothing on this one. Nothing on this one, guys. It could be a double entry or a single entry. Okay, now number 4. Real estate closing fees are, they're always negotiable. C, handled by negotiations. Number 4, the closing involves a metered water account. So I'm thinking that $150 deal, but that's not on here. Which has been averaging $92 a month. How does a broker normally handle this at a closing schedule for June 15th? And the answer is C. Collect the full amount from the seller in escrow and pay the amount due as metered, returning any difference to the seller. C is the answer to 5. Number 6, in a new loan closing where the seller is carrying back a $10,000 loan, how would you normally handle the $21 fee for recording the second deed of trust? C, debit buyer, credit broker, $21. Number 7, calculate the non-resident seller's withholding tax on the following Colorado closing. Purchase price, yeah, Josh?
Oh, no, I was trying to answer.
Okay, yeah, what's the answer to 7?
It should be B.
It's D-Dog. Remember, it's only for homes over $100,000. Okay, let's make sure you got this, guys. You're going to get this on the state exam. Don't miss it. These are easy ones. This is the rip-off fee. It's only for homes over $100,000. Yeah,
My
Josh?
question with that is that the rest of the numbers on that are useless, aren't they?
They're worthless. It's always
You
zero.
only have to know the price.
Yeah.
You don't have to know the net loan price.
But you'll see them on the state exam like that.
Yeah, you'll see them just like this, guys.
I thought it was just like to distract me.
It is to distract you.
It is to
pretty much.
distract you, yeah.
So all you need to
See,
know
well,
is that
they wouldn't have these other answers if it was 0. Well, yeah, they would. Everybody understand why that's zero?
Pulling tax.
Who's lost?
Only over 100,000.
Who's
Only
lying?
over 100,000.
Hold on, guys. This rip-off fee is only for homes over 100,000. That's the out-of-state seller tax. The state of Colorado will take 2% of the sales price or the entire net sales proceeds, not net loan proceeds, net sales proceeds. That's what the people are walking away with, whichever is the lesser of the two. I can say that again.
Say it again.
If I'm an out-of-state seller, or if I'm moving out of state after I close today, the state will take 2% of the sales price of the house, or the entire amount I'm walking away with, whichever is the lesser of the two, and put it into an escrow account until the state of Colorado is assured that all of the taxes have been paid on it. Then they will return it back to me. We call that the rip-off fee. It's not really a rip-off fee. It could be after a couple, 3 years, and maybe the people forgot about it. In that case, the state didn't send it back, so it could be a rip-off fee, but I'm going to say a rip-off fee. Just get it just for the heck of it, okay? They're not going to call for rip-off fee on the exam, okay? So, number 8, calculate the entry on a new loan owner carry of $10,000. Do we care if it's owner carry? We don't care. Any loan of $10,000 if the closing's on December 1st, the interest is 9.25%, and the first payment's due January 1st. Help me out here.
365 days.
No, guys, okay, the first payment, we're closing in December, the first payment's due January. What does that January payment cover? All of December. The answer's zero. The answer's zero, guys. Because that, remember, everything is paid in arrears. Everything is paid in arrears. That's the taxes, whatever. I like this one. What if it was December 10th or December 15th? That would have made it a little bit easier, maybe. But again, that payment covers the previous month. So 8 is 0. 9, upon contractual agreement to equally share expenses, real estate closing fees of $150 not related to preparation of legal documents would, in an assumption, appear in the worksheet as follows. And again, debit buyer 75, debit seller 75, credit broker 150. You typically split those. What if we don't put down who's paying for it? The brokers get stuck. We get stuck. Any questions on this one?
Nothing's listed in brokers if not the bank.
If on the contract, the question is, if exactly that, if we leave it blank on the contract, the brokers get stuck. It's running about $300 now. You know, so it's $150 each broker. It's not going to ruin our day, but I mean, that's a nice night on the town.
That's a lot of money.
Well, $150, you betcha. You know, it's nothing you just want to give away.
Good bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, good bottle of whiskey. Your husband liked that.
2 or 3 actually.
My husband was a beanhead.
She said good bottle.
Her husband just paid how much for a bottle of whiskey?
My husband paid $500 for a bottle of whiskey. This was
No, here.
She's about ready to kill him.
It was at an auction and he was trying to win a gun.
How
Yeah.
many
He's,
is it like age? Like how old is it?
I have no idea. It's in the trunk of my car is how much he liked it. He forgot to take it out. Should we all take a little sip of
I was gonna say, we can all take
Let's get that over here. I got
We're learning about proration. Let's call it a tax.
There we go.
He had a guy with him that bought 2 of them, one for $1,100 and one for $900.
Yeah, that's about right.
They were trying to win a gun. Crazy.
Did he win the gun?
No, he was down to the second guy and the guy that bought the 2 won.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Man,
Isn't that crazy? Yes. I was very angry with it. Was a good cause.
I kind of dig your husband. I want to hang out with him. That's like a lot of
it's like
fun,
sending
really.
him to Sears. I'm not going to let him out to auctions anymore. Comes home with cars. Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny. Okay, guys, where are we? Number 10, I believe. Calculate the commission on a sale of $164,500 at 6.5 and indicate the correct entries. This should be on every state exam. is going to be C, debit seller, credit broker, $10,692.50. 162,500 times 6.5% or 0.065. Either one. You're going to come up with the answer. And again, debit seller, credit broker. Number 11, on an assumption, the charge for a credit report and improvement location certificate are normally, not always, but normally, B-boy, added together and shown as a debit to the buyer and a credit to the broker. Number 12. Calculate the non-resident seller withholding tax on the following Colorado closing. Purchase price, $540,000. Closing date, April 30th. Do we care? No. New loan amount, we don't care. We have net proceeds, $8,703. This is net sales proceeds. So, we have the purchase price, $540,000. 2% of that is $10,800. So it's $10,800 or $8,703, whichever is less. $8,703. Everybody got that? Okay, remember, it's 2% of the sales price.
I got that, it just, because it didn't say net sales,
Yeah, it says net proceeds. They're trying to get you, okay?
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, yeah.
Proceeds is what the seller walks away with.
Right. So that's a tricky one. See, this, number 2 is the toughest of all 3 tests. This one's the trickiest of all of them. Number 13, if a buyer is buying an apartment for $50,000, obtained a loan for 80%, how much would be shown on the worksheet as a debit to the buyer if the lender requires 3 points up front? 50,000 times 80% is $40,000 times 3%. $1,200, 3% of $40,000. I can put it on the board. Everybody cool? Okay, let's keep going then. Number 14, which of the following would most likely be a charge to the seller at a closing? I like this. 1, credit report. The buyer usually pay for that. Loan origination fee, the buyer would normally pay for that. Recording fees, the buyer would normally pay for that. But the owner's title policy, the seller or the owner would usually pay for that. Good question. Very well written. D-Dog. 15. Rent security deposits held by a seller are handled as follows at the closing. B-boy, debit seller, credit buyer. B-boy on that. 16, if no provisions are made for the payment of closing cost form preparation, who gets stuck? We just talked about it. The brokers get stuck. C. Expect to see that one again. Don't miss that one. A seller holds security deposit of $750 for each tenant in a 6-apartment building. If closing takes place on March 30th, which of the following entries would be appropriate in the worksheet? First of all, 6 times 750 is 4,500. It's got to be B or C. If I have to guess, I got a 50-50 chance. And the answer is C.
There's one like that on the state exam too.
Oh, yeah. This one is, it might even be the same numbers on the state exam.
I think it is the same numbers.
Yeah. Okay, 18. On a March...
What was the answer on that?
C.
So that one was really confusing to me, because when it says tenant, does it mean per unit?
Yeah, it says hold security for each tenant in a 6-apartment building. So how much is he holding altogether?
Because what confused me about that is that a building doesn't necessarily only have one tenant.
No, it's
That's why.
No, it says for each tenant,
for
it's
each
6
tenant.
apartments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tricky
So
one.
what I'm saying is there's a difference between a tenant and like a unit. So is it like per unit the security deposit is $750, not per tenant? Because per tenant could be a person. You could have more than one person in that apartment. So that's why
yeah.
it's like, what the heck is this?
Well, who are the tenants? Okay.
So they're
Yeah,
using
don't-
tenants as a unit, basically.
Okay,
They're saying the
that
same
was what I was-
thing.
So that's good. Yeah,
Because is that total for everyone who lives in the place?
No,
you know,
per
you're,
unit.
and to always be exact in what you think they're saying, but don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, guys. I know they're tricky and they're trying to get you, but don't give them that leeway either, where you think yourself out of a right answer. Okay,
Yeah, they're just trying to trick you in that.
they are. So
I
that's
think
so the
it's just
answer.
like that on the state exam. too.
Yeah, again, the answer to 17 is C. 18, on a March 15th closing with the first payment on a new loan due April 1st. Do we care about those dates? We don't care. How much are they going to hold? 3 months. Because every year on May 20th, any amount over 3 months has to be returned to the borrower by May 30th. So D on number 18. Number 19, in a Colorado closing involving a non-resident seller, the sellers whose property was heavily mortgaged received net proceeds of $53.20. That heavily mortgaged, who cares? They're trying to get you with that. The non-resident tax calculated at 2% of the sales price is $8,800. What's the entry at closing? It's either going to be $8,800 or $53.20, whichever is the lesser of the two. $53.20. You read that whole thing, and if you hadn't had closings, you don't know what the heck they're talking about. But you've had it, guys. You see some on the state exam, that's a big smile. That's about as easy as it gets. Anybody struggling with that, make sure you don't struggle with these closing problems. Don't overthink closings. So 19 is A. 20. Anybody notice on 20 you didn't have to figure it? Who noticed that? Look for that, guys. Look for it. There's only one answer where it's debit seller, credit buyer, and that's A. Let's read it. On a September 10th closing with current property taxes $21.50, which the following entries would be appropriate? Let's do this one. So we're looking at September 10th closing, 9/10. We have property taxes $21.50. Are they doing arrears in advance? They're in arrears. We're on this side. So we have 1/1/12/31. 365 days, $21.50. We're going to count the days from January 1st to September 10th. How many in January? February, 28, March, 31, April, 30, May, 31, June, 30, July, 31, August, 31 in September, 9. It should be 252 days. There's your formula.
You wrote 250. And it was 252.
Oh, 252, see if you're paying attention. Good job.
He's messing with you.
That's right, 252. And the answer, of course, is A. Okay, now, if you missed 5 or less, you passed. 5 or less, you passed.
And everybody got 100.
I didn't.
Okay, now, how many passed this one? How many passed all 3? A couple of you did? Okay, guys. That's cool. Be proud of it, man. You bet. Now, miss them here. Don't be saying, oh, I blew all 3 of them. Congratulations. Those are answers you won't miss on the state exam, guys. Don't get down on yourself. Turn these into positives. Let's do this. Let's create some prorations. Let's create some prorations. Let's nail these prorations. They're not going to be an issue on that state exam. You guys will have these babies down.
You guys want to prorate the taxes on my Oklahoma house?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Okay. You want to do it? Why don't you get up here and do it?
Oh, we get some way. I'm out of your way.
Okay. Well, I don't have the camera over there.
Oh, get out of my way. Just kidding. All right, my taxes for Oklahoma are, I think, $17.34. We are closing July 21st. All right, what do you guys think? You guys can let me know how much I have to come up with.
Well, those Oklahoma people, can they do 365 or are they on a bank for a year?
I think they're on regular.
I was gonna say, and.
I don't know what Oklahoma is.
And is it through or to? Is it in advance, is it in arrears?
It's-
Because every state could be different.
I have no idea. Let's go.
Really?
Let's go two. Because I really have no clue.
Most taxes are in arrears. There'd be some real problems with closing, so they're in advance.
Yeah.
Wouldn't there? Yeah.
Oh, that's water spilling. Let me get it.
Is it open?
Yep,
Oh, shoot.
that's okay.
Well, that's just water. Okay.
Well, you want me to watch it up real quick?
That's just water.
Okay. So here, we'll do it. We'll do it here. How about that? Did I screw you up? All right, we'll do it here.
You want to do it in advance? Okay.
We'll do it in advance.
In advance?
You guys want advance or arrears? Which one you want?
That's what you told us.
Okay, do it in arrears. I just like to mess with your head. Tell me when you guys are ready.
276,
Slow down.
Boy,
I guessed.
Kathy's with us.
27601 or 1270 or 1276.
Yeah, that's 276.
Okay.
Maybe it's
All right, we can do it. So we got how many in January?
31,
February?
28,
March?
31,
April?
30,
May?
31,
Oops. 21. What do we got? May, June,
30,
and July.
20.
All right, how many days is that? 201? All right. Oop, shit, Lord. Hold on, guys. 201 times 1734. What'd you get?
954,
How much do I have to come up with?
oh, 80, yeah, 89.
954.89. Did everyone get that? Man, I don't want to come up with that. Everybody got it? All right.
It's not 201. You guys counted the left off.
Isn't it 2?
It's 232.
This is 232?
No, it's not.
No, it's 201.
31, 28.
And the answer's right.
How did you get, what did you get? Did you add a day?
No.
I don't have a calculator. I don't have a calculator up here. Does everyone else got 201? I think you just added a month, hon. You might have hit 30 twice. All right. All right, guys, do some more.
So the big thing was it was 20 days in July.
It was 20 days in July. We're just doing some practice here. All right, somebody give me a figure on taxes. You gonna do taxes again? You guys wanna do taxes? You wanna do HOA? What do you wanna do?
Let's do HOA. It's
Okay, somebody give me HOA fees for a month.
400.
400 for a month? Holy moly.
He lives in the speed.
Damn, you live in big
We live in
HOA.
backcountry.
All right, what day are we closing?
June 1st.
350 grand.
June 1st.
That's not very good.
That's not gonna work, is it? Is it gonna work?
June 2nd.
June what? How about June 5th? Go ahead and do it. And it's paid in advance. So give me an answer. Is there 30 days in June? There is.
Yeah. $346,
346.
67,
How many days do we got here, guys?
20,
30,
30, 20,
5 from 31?
25.
And add a day. Don't forget to add that day. Did you not add it?
Yeah, I didn't know.
So you got 5 from 30 is 25 plus a day.
346.67.
Yeah.
Is that what everybody got? Yep. Is everybody getting this down? Yep. Once you get it down, it's a lot easier. I don't know how long Jim's going today. You guys?
I have a question. Why did you add the date?
Because it's through closing. So the seller owes it to here. You own it this day forward. Okay, so you own it through this time. This is up to and this is through. That's why you add a day. Because on June 6th is when you start paying for stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's do,
Wait, but if we calculate that,
That you would add that day.
yeah, they started paying it on
The 5th.
the 5th.
okay, so we closed on the 5th. They actually started paying it June 1st. Because it's through closing. This is up to closing, this is through closing.
Right, but I mean, the buyer owns the day.
They own it this day, but they start paying on this day.
But
Then why would we add a day?
what are we at today?
You add a day because of the math. You're not adding a day.
Yeah, you're not adding a day.
So 30 minus
Jim.
5 is 25, but it's really 26 days. So if you go 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th,
How do I turn his
it's the
phone
number
off?
of days.
So they're paying for the 5th day.
Yeah, but that's the way you have to get it because 30 minus 5 is 25, but it's really 26 days, so you have to add one.
The day of closing.
Because this is up to the day of closing, this is through closing. So this, if you have 6-1 here, you're paying in arrears.
Right.
It's up
So
to
we're
the day of
paying in
closing.
advance.
You were doing it in advance, yes.
You always add a day when you pay.
You add it day when you paid in advance. Everyone was yelling out their questions and the phone was ringing. That's okay. That's good. All right. What do you guys think? Want to do another one? Yes, no, maybe kind of.
Yeah.
All right, give me some figures. Let's do an odd figure, like 265203. Let's really mess with you. Actually, there won't be any of those. 2650. Let's do, so these are taxes.
Oh, but the decimals make it.
Let's do a statutory year. Guys, remember what a statutory year is? Okay,
Banker days.
banker days. And let's close it on October 28th. So we're paying taxes, so it's in arrears or advance?
Taxes or arrears.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's 2 days. And Julie, this is 2 days.
Do what, honey?
This is 2 the day of sale, or the day of closing.
Up to the day of closing. So do you add a day? Nope. Nope. We're doing a statutory year.
I got 2,165 and 19.
Your phone was in here ringing.
Did it go?
Yep. It was ringing again.
I found these ones. Like 2.
Oh, I don't know, was it still recording?
I got 2187.90.
2187.90. What else? Are you leaving, Darlene?
I have to get my hair done.
Oh, that's important. All right, so let's do it, guys. So you've got 30 days for each month. So what's 30 times 9?
270.
Plus 270. Plus how many days here?
I put 27.
27 days?
28 days.
Why is it 28?
Because it's up to closing, not through.
Yeah, but it's 1 minus 28 minus
Oh, wait,
1.
sorry, you're right. My bad. Sorry. Okay, sorry, my bad. That was my bad. So how many days is that?
297.
297. All right, what'd you guys get?
187.
2187.
21 what?
2187.
Okay, there you go. Everybody get that? Hardy, why are you looking stressed?
I'm not.
Okay.
Who wants to replace you?
Huh?
Who wants to replace you?
Does he?
No.
Does everyone want to replace me? I don't care. Everyone can replace me. It's all good. I'm replaceable. All right, guys, how we doing? You guys, why don't we take a break? We've been going for a while, haven't we? Why don't we take a break?
2187.
Oh, sorry. It was
Yeah.
2187.
2187, honey.
Let's take a break and see what Jim's got.
Yes, because I want to see.
Wait, no.
I just want to make sure that I transfer it. Let me know if I did it.
Remember when we like literally read the contracts line by line, copied them, or one was presented? That's what that is. So you just have to put your, you just have to put in the contracts, you just copy into your screen.
Oh, this thing.
Yes, and there's two, there's the contract line and there's your. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
It's,
Press up.
Wait, I thought that.
Yeah, that's those are. What do you owe? Sorry, yours are these ones? Oh, these are the tests. Here, I'll show you. They're, they have numbers. Be around them.
I didn't say that. I was like, okay.
They're just
So that's awesome to have that here. On the 6th floor. So if you need it, you need it, right?
There's two people when I went to elevator to go to that.
Yeah, well, there's other things up there too.
Oh, is
The
there?
person that I asked that day, I felt bad because, you know, it's really kind of
students will keep
a privacy thing. Yeah, it is
but they can
very
be
personal.
verified as.
And, you know, you ask the question, how do you not answer without being a jerk? You know, it's like, I want you some personal business upstairs.
Quit asking me.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, they just set out, like, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily mean
That's why it's not a
therapy. They weren't necessarily going up there for it.
Doesn't look that
But
way.
I have gotten the elevator speaker for
But
the
it's
6th.
Whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's a long one. I haven't
Well, you
started
know.
these though. But yeah, see, there's the answer. And the answers are numbers. That's why it looks a little. There, yeah. The contracts.
I do. I live, you know, the Perina Dog Protector is on 70. Take
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
exit.
find it.
That's
so
your, whatever. So that's like
Is that the contract?
4th or 46th, and I'm on 31st.
Blue area of the.
So we're-
Smell like hot out.
It does.
Because every time I'm 70,
Yeah.
I'm like,
70
we're coming up with Purina.
Well, the Perina, well, when they're making.
That doesn't even smell anymore. I think it's the hot smells more now.
I think it's the Colorado Boulevard. It starts there.
So much.
Well, there's a, well,
Okay, I think that's.
when you take the exit right into the Perina Dog Food, if they're making the dog food, it smells really fine. And my friend's grandmother's house is on this way. And so when he said they were little, they tried to make a deposit. And it's like, instead of like, oh, they're making dog food, they'll go, oh, they're frying french fries. So we laugh about it. We go, oh, they're frying french fries today. But once you take that exit, there's some warehouses down there. Just a flat area up there. There's houses too. But, yeah, you pass those, you smell it. But further down Broadway, down closer to where Safeway is, there's some factories down there, or warehouses down there. I smell it too. Like
I want to scare you.
off 70, you smell the hot. You're like,
Yeah, at the school I was, it's in Montalvo, and there were days when I would get to work.
you need to do it like now because you can't go
Like, yeah, it would smell all the way to Yeah. It was the first.
Did you do it already?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Peoria and
You can go during the
around that area. So like, yeah, every morning, not every morning, but there was mornings where.
Did you play Firefox?
I wonder if first when this all started, like, they were just shipping it in probably. But now evidently they're probably just making it here.
When they grow it, it's just more potent.
Or when it's dry. Which one would it be?
Probably take 6 weeks to study. What do you mean dry?
Well, like it grows, and then you have to harvest it, and then it has to dry, right? To make it-
Right.
This is the answer. At the end, yeah.
It's like tobacco, like when they would hang the tobacco in the barns, that's when it's.
Right, yeah, so it's on here.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. It's all dark, I hear. No windows. Because they have their own light or something.
Is that all the stuff before this?
I'm just.
This is on tab 2. So pretty much you go tab 3, Colorado Real Estate Contract. It's right before that.
You didn't
We do all of
do
this?
the test this weekend.
Yeah.
Weren't they Z'd out and stuff?